Good evening. Welcome to tonight's crew call. My name is Jimmy Hayes Nelson. I am the founder and the CEO of The Crew, and I'm so stoked that you are taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us this evening. Whether this is your 100th crew call or your very first one, I think they're all very vital. I know your time is precious, and so we do our best to condense this to give you just a jam-packed call tonight that is full of information that's going to help you in your business, help you grow personally, with your fitness, with your health, and with how you can reach out and impact more people, and also grow your business and reach those goals and the reasons that you got into this business in the first place, whether that be to reach more people, to get out of debt, to create your dream life, to buy back that time instead of working to build somebody else's dreams and goals, that your time truly is your own. And I know personally for myself, as somebody who started first as a customer, then as a discount coach who just wanted some discounts on their vitamins, now into earning multiple six figures. And this is something where my time truly is my own to enjoy with my wife, with my son, and to basically do what I want when I want. And that is, you really can't put a price tag on that. And I realize that I'm probably not a very good employee anymore, because you get used to this. And for those of you that I know, maybe you really have that burning desire in your gut, I'm going to let you know that if I can, you can. Three-time college dropout here. There was nothing in my life that I was really that crazy successful with before this. But the secret for me was being willing to stick with it, to say, I'm in this thing. I may not get it initially, but I'm going to stick with this, to be teachable, to learn from people like our special guest this evening, Melissa McAllister, those people that are around me that I saw having success. And there's a great quote that I love that says, success leaves footprints, success leaves tracks. If you're willing to plug in and see the tracks that those people have laid and then follow in those footsteps. We all can put our own spin and our own personality on things, but I really think it's vital that we all be willing and humble enough to come into something and think, okay, there are other people that have done what I want to do. Let me find out what they've done and do it, as opposed to just running into a wall over and over and over again thinking, well, I'm trying to do it my own way, or I'm going to figure it out. And you can. God bless you. You're going to waste a lot of time and a lot of money. And I say this from experience, not in judgment, that I spent a lot of time trying to do it my way. There were times I didn't even think of asking somebody else if they'd done it before, because honestly, guys, when I first became a coach, I didn't think that there were other companies or other things like this that had ever done this business model. And so while we were new with coaches, I didn't think to try to learn from somebody else. I just thought, oh, well, I'll just figure this out as I go along. And my rate of success was extremely slow. As you'll find out from Melissa, who's been a coach, I'll let her tell you a little more about her story, but I think she's been a coach, it may be half the time I have, maybe a little more than half. But I know definitely she's been a coach in less amount of time than I have, and the things that she's achieved and accomplished are amazing. So I'm so excited that everybody is here. Okay, everybody's looking good, no delays. So let's get to it. We want to get through all of our housekeeping items early before Melissa gets here and give her the most time possible. She's a crazy busy woman and a lot of demand, and so you're so blessed to be able to hear from one of the top producing coaches in all of the 120 plus thousand Beachbody coaches. So I know I'm ready right here, pen and pad in hand. I would really highly suggest you do the same, to write these things down so you can go back and revisit these notes. The way we like to start these crew calls is we like to go through and recognize those of you that are producing and serving other people. And the way we like to do that is what we call our volume leaders, our crew 200, 300, 400, 500, and 1,000 plus clubs. And we base these numbers on the team volume. And when I say team volume, I mean the team volume. Every product that we offer in our catalog has a personal volume total and a team volume total. The way we come up with these numbers are last week's numbers based on what you, the individual, have either purchased yourself and or sold, and those team volume numbers. So when I say team volume, it's not for you and your entire team. It's just the team volume that you as an individual have produced. The reason we like to do this is I always look at are the individuals that are out there meeting the most people, identifying problems, listening to others' concerns on what they need, and then helping them find a solution. And really, at the end of the day, guys, that's what we're about. Opening your hearts, opening your ears, hearing where people's hearts are, hearing what they're needing, and then showing them, hey, so what I'm hearing is that you need X, Y, and Z because you'd like to do A, B, and C. So if I could show you a tool to get you from the other one to the other, would you be willing to take a step with me today? It's something as simple as that. For example, so what I hear is that you want to lose 10 pounds to have a little more energy to spend more time with your kids. Am I right in that? Cool. So if I could show you something where you could work out 25 minutes a day and drink one shake, and that's all I'm asking you to do, would you be willing to take a step with me today to get started? As simple as that. Well, these individuals that we're about to recognize do that again and again and again, day after day after day. And so I always want to take the time out to recognize these people. So let's go to the Crew 200 Club, as my slides are a little off here. Congratulations. These lists get bigger and bigger every week. If you see me looking off to my right, it's because I have a second screen here where my slide is. But Michael and Michelle and Edna and Tara and Steve and Cass and Laura Lee or Lorelei, Kristen, Tammy, Jillian, Kelly, Jack, Lauren, and Dan, all making the Crew 200 Club. Congratulations, guys. That's so exciting. That means that you're either improving your own health or somebody else's health, and you're out there serving. So congratulations. The Crew 300 Club. These are for people whose team volume, their personal team volume, is between 300 and 399 team volume points, and that's Josh and Mandy, Kim and Ben and Wade. Woo! Wade on my team cup. What's up, Wade? Lonnie and Christy and Angela and Alex and Christina and Victoria and Daniel Trust. Wow. So that's the Crew 300 Club. I love that I'm seeing new names. New names on here is really exciting, guys. And that's crazy because that means that shows all of us, regardless of how long we've been a coach, that if we really will plug in, watch that New to Crew webinar, stay plugged into the Crew wall on Facebook, ask questions, and then activate the things that we're being taught, the tips that we're being taught, the ways we're able to share every day, that you can see some really quick results. And that is evident in these new coaches and people whose names we haven't seen before popping up here. The Crew 400 Club, smaller group this week. Cheska, Crystal, and John and his combined CBCs. That's exciting that he has 2 business centers. When you become a 2-star Diamond coach, you're able to open a second business center. You basically franchise yourself, kind of like your own personal McDonald's with health benefits. And so that's really exciting for all 3 of you in the Crew 400 Club. What an amazing week last week. Congratulations. Next, the Crew 500 Club. These are people with 500 to 999 personal team volume points from last week. And that is Kristen and Michelle and Angela and Andy and Mary and Adrian and Christy and Christopher and Shannon and Kobe. Man, this list I'm really proud of, and this is where I'm going to brag a little bit, that out of this group, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of my personally sponsored coaches. Rock on, guys. You guys go. I'm so stoked. That's awesome. What a great, great group. And everybody on here has been on this list before, and that's so exciting to see you guys consistently, day in and day out, showing up on this list and doing what it is that you need to do to take care of others. And really, guys, and I stress this every week, the names you see here aren't the people with the best sales pitch. They're not the people with the shrewdest line. They're just people with big hearts that are constantly helping others. And the other thing they're constantly doing is they're expanding that network of people. They're looking to meet new people daily, whether that's on a face-to-face basis or whether that's via social media or Instagram or Facebook. I hear this from top coaches all the time, that they're always looking to add about 5 new people to their list every day. And that doesn't mean people that you may have talked to about your challenge group or Shakeology, but that's just a new connection, a new friend today. I went to a networking lunch this afternoon, and I got an opportunity to chit-chat about, there's a bunch of busy professionals, and I had an opportunity to get up and give what they were asking for, their 30-second commercial. And I just talked about busy professionals who could perform better at their job if they're willing to give me 25 minutes a day of movement and drink one shake, that I was looking to put together a test group to see how your performance at your job would change. And literally, I was not able to leave that lunch today because people kept asking me, tell me more about your 25-minute test group. Would I qualify for that test group? And they were asking me if they were allowed to join my test group. And so it was really cool. So for me, I go to a networking lunch once a week. Facebook, it's so easy to reach out and find people with similar interests, maybe outside of fitness, that you can plug into. So congratulations to the Crew 500 to 999 Club. And then the Crew 1000 Plus Club. Hey, check it out. Jamil, who's leading the entire crew with Success Club points currently. Tulin, who is just gangbusters. And I made the top of the list. This is not normal. Usually it's one of you fantastic people. So I'm excited. I'm going to take my moment here and be really excited that my second CBC came in with 1280. So guys, these lists keep growing every week. And it's just so exciting because hopefully as you're making this list and your coaches are making this list, that your belief system just skyrockets with what's possible and how this can be done. Once you've done it once, this is the greatest thing. Once you've done something once, you can do it again and again and again. So if you've only ever helped one person start with Shakeology, or you've gotten one Success Club point, or you've gotten that one commission check, you know what? Every coach in this network started with one commission check, right? Those people earning thousands of dollars a week probably started with an $8 check or a $30 check. I think my first one was $22 check. So don't just look at that as I only made or I've only done. Think, great, I got that one. Let's put the next one on top of that and the next one on top of that. And it's just like your fitness. You're going to look back and go, wow, look how far I've come. Let's talk about Success Club real quick because I know our special guest is on the line now. And so I want to get to her and I want to take advantage of her time. Success Club 10. Check this out. Actually, I'm at 16 now, and that's my fault for not upgrading the file before my beautiful wife, Kelly, put all these slides together for me. But we have Jamil hitting Success Club 20. We're going to have to add another line just for Jamil, 20 plus. Kristen Washko's at 16. Kobe Linder's at 16. I'm at 16, even though it doesn't say that on there. Tulin's at 14. Vicky at 13. Brian at 10. Christy at 10. And then the Success Club, guys, look at this. Mary, Danielle, Adrian, Jenica, Andy, Jamie, Beverly, John, Christopher, Christy, Joshua, Liz, Shannon, and Cherie, all at Success Club 5. That's great, guys. That's so awesome. You're going to reap so many benefits the following month by making Success Club. And Success Club really is just a way to, I look at it as a barometer. It just shows me, am I working my business and is it growing every month? You know, you get some great benefits as far as leads and Shakeology customers and some other things, but it also just lets you know it's a really simple way to say, here's my goal every month, and if I just hit this every single month, my business is going to grow. So let's look at the other people. This is everybody that they're on the board. We have at least 1 point, and they're rocking and rolling. The great thing is, guys, this month still isn't over, and we talk about this all the time. You can make Success Club just helping 3 individuals. It's so simple if you're willing to continue to do what we've already talked about today, and that's reaching out to new people every day. A lot of times we all get stuck in that rut of kind of kicking the tires with the same people over and over again, those maybes, get back to me in a week. And those people, love them, bless them, hug them, but go find some new people before you come back around to them again. And that way you don't get frustrated in your business just coming back around to the same maybe over and over again. So congratulations to everybody that's on this list. If you're not on this list, don't be discouraged. You're going to come away with some great nuggets tonight that's going to be able to help you start reaching your goals and still make Success Club this month as we talk about what it really means to be a diamond coach, how to get there, how to break it down, and make it not so scary. So that's what's exciting. We have some rank advancements to talk about in the house. We have new Emeralds, Kayla, Elsa, Anessa, Liz, and Robin. Congratulations. And this one should have been, I think we should have celebrated this last week, but the file didn't get updated. So I apologize, but to Miss Brandy Martin, one of our favorite crazy Cajun girls who makes some of the most entertaining videos I've ever seen in my entire life. Brandy is our newest 2-star diamond coach. Make sure that you've congratulated her. Brandy and Brian's story is so fantastic, and you want to talk about a couple that wasn't really sure that this was for them, that this is what they were going to do, and it all really, and I don't want to put words in Brandy's mouth, but I know a big moment for them was last year when they literally came this close to not going to Summit because they had a $10,000 home repair that just hit them out of nowhere. And we had a brief kind of heart-to-heart via Facebook chat, and I really challenged them to go ahead and come. Not that I wasn't sympathetic with their situation. All I know, and all I knew then, and all I know now, is that those coaches that get to events and get to Summit, they really do have, if they allow themselves to have a life-changing experience and activate what they learn quickly, that their whole world can change around. And Brandy and her husband Brian have paid off credit cards and are building a business and are really working towards getting their time back. Something I talked about at the first of the call is earning your time, right? And so that is fantastic, Brandy. Congratulations. I'm so excited to see what you and what your team continue to do and continue to grow. I am going to go to the next slide. July promotions. Again, like I said, it's still possible you make Success Club. And why is that? And how is that? By taking advantage of the ridiculousness, and I don't even know if that's a word, but the ridiculousness of the T25 Challenge Pack. Guys, this is a program that if you bought all of this separately, and you should let people know this. This is what I do when they're asking about my challenge group. When they're interviewing to see if they're eligible to be in my challenge group, is I let them know, okay, everything that's usually involved with this, the supplies you're going to need to be in this challenge group would cost you over $300. We have a coupon. Remember last week we heard from Clarissa, right? I started using that line. She said she saw challenge packs as coupons, and I thought that was genius. So I started doing some math, and so now, literally this week, I've been testing this. I say all the supplies that would be needed to be a part of this group would normally cost you over $300. But right now we have a coupon that's going to save you 42%. Now, on a scale of 1 to 5, how serious are you about taking advantage of that coupon and only paying $180 for these supplies to get started with me to be in this test group to get you results in 25 minutes a day? And then I quiet and let them tell me on a scale of 1 to 5, how serious are they? And I know immediately how quickly they're ready to go. But everybody loves a good sale, but they don't know it's a sale. They don't know that 180 is a bargain if you don't let them know how much it would be if they purchased everything separately, right? Because that's why we all love going to Walmart and we see the number here with the big X out and the smiley face guy and the other number. If we just saw the other number, we wouldn't know what we're saving. So make sure you let people know that challenge pack would be over $300 if they got T25 by itself and Shakeology by itself on a one-time order. They're saving so much money. Take advantage of the newness of vanilla Shakeology. If you haven't tried it, I would buy an extra box for samples, and so you know what it's like yourself. And then for those of you in a team cup, I really hope that you're plugging in with those teams every day, and that you're plugging and you're challenging each other to do what we called our power of 5, right? We learned that from John Maxwell at Summit, and he talked about 5 things over and over again, and we've kind of identified those as: do your workout, drink your Shakeology, 10 to 15 minutes of personal development a day, sharing 2 to 3 success stories, and then inviting those that show interest to join you. That's it, guys. It doesn't take 8 hours a day. If you'll do those 5 little things every day, day after day after day, your world and your business will change. Speaking of world and business changing, as I look to make her a presenter here, hold on. Make a presenter. Okay. So Melissa, you should be able to share your webcam. If you look over on the right on your dashboard, it'll say webcam, and you can put share webcam. In the meantime, I will give you an amazing intro. So guys, our guest tonight is literally one of my favorite people in the whole world. And I see Melissa's screen. Can I see your webcam instead of your screen? So turn off screen sharing, even though I love the Wizard of Oz top. I really do.
Yes.
So when you say screen sharing, you can turn that off and you can go to webcam and say share my webcam.
Oh, thank you.
Of course. Oh my gosh, there you are. Okay, I have to continue with my intro and then we'll talk, okay?
Okay.
I like to know that you shop at Victoria's Secret. That's kind of hot. Yay, Mick. So, guys, I really hope you have pad and pen in hand. There are a lot of coaches in this network. And Melissa, by far, is one of my favorite people ever, 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 ever. And she's become such a dear friend over the past year, year and a half, but she's always been somebody that I've looked to because I've admired not only how she carries herself. Hopefully, you are following her on social media, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook. But I love the way anytime I meet her coaches and I'm around her team, I just love their spirit, how they go about things. And there's a lot of coaches that zip to certain ranks and zip to certain incomes. But what I truly, truly love about Melissa is that I feel like she does this the right way. And we'll talk a little bit about her coach retention and the people that stick around. Um, she's a superstar diamond coach. She's not once but twice top 10 elite coach. She's a Beachbody master trainer. She's a mom. She's a wife. She teaches a really awesome PIO and turbo class that I try to make as often as I can. Melissa McAllister, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for letting me be on the call. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound great. I
Oh, great.
hopefully everybody else can hear you. If anybody can't, let me know in the Q&A thing. So far, lots of comments about your Wizard of Oz stuff. They really like that. Um, so that's awesome. So before we jump into like my plethora of questions I have here, will you give everybody just kind of a little background on how you got started with Beachbody and what experience or lack of experience you had before getting into doing something like this?
Absolutely. First off, this is the first time that I've gotten to talk to a group of coaches without having to put on uncomfortable shoes. So I'm just letting you know right now, I'm sitting here barefoot, loving it. No uncomfortable high heels here. Um, I became a coach 5 years ago last month. And what happened was, I guess I had just moved to Texas and there was this big hoopla about, Shalene's instructors and Shalene's area promotions directors at the time that were all going to go to California for this big meeting. I missed, I missed it somehow. And so I didn't go, but Donna Meyer had called me right afterwards. And so I had talked with Donna Meyer and Michelle Park about this opportunity. And I had no clue what it was. I had been pitched Amway about 15 years ago. And my husband and I still laugh about it because I love Amway's tactics. It's rather cute. And so for us, MLM was just a silly word to us. And I really didn't even know that Beachbody was. But I trusted Donna as I trust Shalene. And she said, it's something you're going to want to do. And I said, okay. So I joined and I didn't know what I was doing, but I bought a couple of the products and I tried them. And of course, being a huge Shalene follower, I got Turbo Jam and I saw that they had that little, I think it was 5 or 10 day quick start on your nutrition and then the workout DVDs. So what I did was I had invited my neighbors and my friends over and some people who were taking my class, and I kind of did a challenge before challenges were challenges, and I offered them to, buy the program, and I had the meal replacement shake at the time because we didn't have Shakeology, and I had laid out all the multivitamins, and so people bought products, and they started doing Turbo Jam and the meal plan, and people saw success, and so that was my first real bout of success. I had gotten a few coaches and my first paycheck, and it was very small, but it was nice because, and I hate to say that I was just a stay-at-home mom because that's the most important job on the planet, but that's all I had ever done besides teach aerobics. And so to actually have some income coming in, from my own hard work was really exciting. And so I realized there was financial potential there. And so I worked a little bit harder and it started growing faster and faster to the point that I actually thought, you know what, I could probably, if I work really hard, make it so my husband doesn't have to work so hard. So that was my goal at that point, was to work hard enough that I could bring him home. He's a very smart, attractive, and hardworking man, and he worked like 70 hours a week and made a very good living for us. So it was very hard for me to retire him. So you do hear some coaches that say, yeah, I was able to retire my husband in 2 years. Well, it took me almost 4 because he made such a good amount of money. But after about 4 years, we got to the point that he was able to let go of what he needed to do to pay the bills because I could pay all the bills. And now he helps me with the business, But how he helps me is he takes all of the things off my plate that don't pertain to Beachbody. I still do the majority of the business, but he helps me with the kids, and he helps me with the dogs and with the house and the cars, and so he's my partner in that way. But I still pretty much run Beachbody.
That's awesome. And I love being around you guys, and I love how you guys you edify each other so well, about with your strengths and stuff. So um, the reason, one of many reasons, that I really wanted to bring you particular on this call tonight was I think our the last few months, our team, the crew has started growing exponentially very quickly, and so we have a lot of, I know it's really exciting, and we have a lot of
Yeah.
newer coaches that are jumping on these calls, that are on our crew wall and stuff, and the term diamond coach and star diamond coach, they see somebody like you, superstar diamond coach, or now we have double and 15 and all these numbers, and I think at times that it can be a little intimidating and not seem obtainable to certain coaches. I compare it to somebody who may look at my weight loss journey of 100 pounds and say, wow, that's so cool for them. Never could do that because it just seems so
Mm-hmm.
astronomical and so far that's for them. And I know for a long time as a coach, even with something like when Success Club got launched, I initially was like, oh, well, that's for those people. Like, I don't know how to do that. And so I really wanted to break it down because you've had such success with the diamonds and the leaders you've helped produce within your own organization. Um, First question is, what do you think? How do you think you can help a new coach maybe take the intimidation or the this is outside of my stratosphere out of the term diamond coach and what it means to be a diamond coach?
Sure. I really think that if I used to push rank with my team, I really did. I really used to, that was to me going to show and give them the confidence to be a powerful coach because they had that diamond rank status. And it was quite a while ago that I had read where Janelle Summers had wrote or had said to somebody that she doesn't push rank, she pushes, income. And that if you push the income, then that coach will be successful and the diamond will come, organically, and it'll come, sorry, you blacked out on me, will come pretty quick. So I took the focus off of me wanting them to hit diamond and me telling them that diamond is the place to be because once you hit that rank, you're part of an elite group and stuff. And so initially I was putting too much pressure on diamond. And I've learned now to really teach them the value of Success Club. And when you hit Success Club, of course, you earn income. And when you earn that income, then you become really successful. And for people that are newer in this coaching business, for them to be able to tell other people that they're successful financially with this business, as opposed to saying, I'm a diamond coach, has made them more successful. And as soon as they grasp that concept, diamond happens like that. So it just happens. I mean, it probably happens even faster than when I was just trying to push diamond rank. When I push helping them be successful financially with whatever level they're at, then diamond is just around the corner.
And do you feel that diamonds around the corner because then they have some of that financial story to share, even
Mm-hmm.
if it's a humble beginning financially, that these checks are coming in, they are consistent? Um, do you feel like that makes it an easier recruiting tool? That's why diamond comes so quickly, is because once they have this financial story, it's something else they can share.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I don't, you'll probably agree with me, Jimmy, but diamond is the reason you hit diamond is really for that status because going from a ruby to a diamond, the pay I think is that much better. It's not, you don't hit diamond and all of a sudden you're making a boatload of money.
Mhm.
So if you just focus on the income, and then these people are just going to glow because they found something they're really passionate about and they're making income at the same time, and that's going to be so attractive to other people.
And I think that's a great point. Hopefully, everybody took note of that. And this is something that I had to learn the hard way, and I know Melissa, if you did too, is that certain ranks don't equal certain incomes. That you think, man, if I just get to diamond, then all my bills are paid, or I just get to 2 star, I just get to 5 star. But what I really loved is that it goes back to kind of what we started the call with, was your daily activities and hitting Success Club
Mm-hmm.
yourself. and kind of showing others how to do that. But once you're doing it yourself, your belief system shifts. Therefore, you have that story to tell other people. And so that's so cool that the rank just kind of starts happening, not because you looked at this big thing and just look at a small thing. And so, for those of you that don't know, both Melissa and I have the honor to be in a mentorship group with Brett and Shalene Johnson. And one thing that I love about what Shalene talks about is when you have what seems like a big, big goal to you. So maybe right now, as a new coach, diamond seems like a big goal to you. Or if you're a diamond coach, helping your people see diamond. So, Melissa, taking kind of Shalene's tactics, how would you tell someone to reverse engineer getting to diamond?
Well, I really, you asking me to be on this call has actually been a huge aha moment for me because this afternoon I sat down and I wrote, I have 26 diamonds right now.
Wow.
And I sat down and I wrote down where each of these diamonds had come from. And I had never done that before. I never had put any thought into where each diamond had come from. So, as it may be, 15 of my diamonds are group exercise instructors just like me. Four of them found me on Facebook. Three of them are family because it's my husband and my two other business centers. One came from the gym. They never took my class, but they worked out at the gym, and I think they just read through the grapevine and I was a successful coach. And then, of course, one of them is my assistant. So when I look at the fact that I have 15 diamonds that are fitness instructors, I am not telling you to go out and try to recruit fitness instructors. I think the reason why I have so many diamonds that are that is because it's that we're similar. I think if you really look toward bringing on people that have similar interests as you or similar backgrounds as you, it's much easier for you to mentor them. So whether you have, like Jimmy has a tremendous weight loss story, or, somebody is in the military and they're able to help other, folks in the military. I just think that for me, I really learned that that's really obvious to me that I am able to help the coaches I bring on, that I live in their shoes as well. So, I mean, you may want to recruit a couple of fitness instructors because I think we're pretty good at it because we're good at leading people. But that has been a huge eye opener for me, that I think when you attract people that are just like you have the ability to mentor them more. So when it comes to Shalene and what I have learned from her so far, which Jimmy and I are so blessed to be in that group, is they have really helped me in learning that it's really not about the content that you give your organization. Sometimes I would stress that I wasn't a good enough leader because I wasn't giving them the secrets, the secret SEO, that is out there, I guess, and I've never found it, or the perfect way to build a website or anything else. Like, am I missing something that I should be telling them to make sure that they're as successful as they can be? And Shalene's like, it's not about content, it's about consistency. And what your coaches need from you as a leader, whether you only have 2 coaches underneath you or you have 2,000, is they need to know that you're there and that you're consistent with checking up on them, helping them when they come across something that stumbles them, or if they've succeeded in a small way, that you're there to celebrate it with them. And that consistency is the key, and that's very duplicatable. So if you're consistent with them, they're going to be consistent with their downline, and that's just going to spider web. And before you know it, you've got a really tight team that supports one another, and they feel that connection and that sense of community, which is honestly, I think, why everybody joins to be a coach. It's not, the programs are great, Shakeology is great, but I think people just want to be around like-minded people and that have the same goals as them. And if you really make a culture of that, your team will be successful.
That's so great. And it's so funny because we kind of briefly text about what the call was going to be tonight, but we didn't go into any details. And I love the fact that you brought up about recruiting or talking to people that are like you. And I know this is a conversation that I've had with some of the leaders within the crew, is how sometimes we all are reluctant to try to just go recruit towards a niche or what we are. And because we're like, oh, well, we're going to lose these people and these people. And really, whatever your niche is, you're never going to run out of people. If I today just started looking for unhappy broke performers or actors, I literally would never run out of people to talk to because there will always be that person. So there
Yep.
will always be the Group X instructor. There will always be the frustrated stay at home mom who can't lose those last 20 pounds. There will always be the military wife or military person who trying to make ends meet, or that fitness instructor or that trainer who's having to teach 8,000 classes a week because
Yep.
it doesn't pay, you know? So I think that's a great tip to not be scared to really go after number one, identify who it is that you are and what attracted you to the
Mm-hmm.
business, and then go talk to those
Mm-hmm.
exact same people. Um, I'm going through my questions here. I think that's great. I think you've really broken it down. So if I'm a brand new coach and I'm like, Melissa, what do you do on a daily basis? Like, if I just had to break it down and just wanted to know, I want the Melissa McAllister. These are the tasks that I make sure I take care of every day. Because you talked about that consistency. What is that to you in the most simplest form?
Yeah. Well, today it was oh, Jimmy, it was retail therapy today because my daughter, her boyfriend broke up with her. So tell
Oh,
Kelly that my daughter is now single, and you better watch out
will do.
because my daughter has a huge crush on Jimmy. People, huge crush. But normally my day is I get up. I get up pretty early. I get up about 7, and most mornings I teach. So from about 7 till 8 a.m., I get on my computer and I just see if there's any fires, if I have any Facebook messages or any emails of something that is urgent needs to be taken care of that moment. And then I've always got a challenge going, and I vary my challenges from a 10-day eat clean challenge to a 60-day, insanity challenge. So there are different times, but there's always one going on. So I will post in the morning in my challenge group, and then I'll go teach my classes, and I come home, and those next few hours are usually me prospecting and following up. So, and I am still a pen and paper girl. Um, I'm, I'm, I'm not smart when it comes to that kind of stuff, and I have got post-it notes all over the place because that is just how my brain works. And so I've got lists of people I've talked to and the date of when I talked to them and when I need to follow up with them. And I just leave it on my desk in a mess. And I'll find it again a week later and I'll say, okay, I need to reach out to that person again. So I don't have a lot of rhyme or reason to how I do my prospecting and my following up. I do write everything down, just not real organized like. And so that afternoon is spent where I feel comfortable knowing that I have reached 2 new people at least, and I've followed up with at least, probably more like 5 people, because sometimes you have to follow up with people more than once, right? And so there's a follow up of probably 5 people, and that's how I work my afternoon. And then the rest of my afternoon is other garbage with the master training and stuff. And then in the evening, I will post again in my challenge group. So I try to post twice in my challenge group, and something on Instagram or something on Facebook that brands me, because it's important, I think, that you brand yourself and show your true passion, why you wake up every day. And so I do that on Facebook. So that's normally my day.
That's good. And there's something that there was a tip that you gave once that I was like, oh, duh. And I don't know why I'd never thought of that before, but is that a lot of times when you know that you're about to post that, if we're talking social media here, post that thing on Facebook or Instagram where you're asking someone to take a step to reach out to you if they're interested, is that you would actually block off time there to make sure that you could respond to them quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I would never do. I was like, okay, all these people liked it. Why didn't I hear from anybody? And it was like because I wasn't there to receive the harvest that I had just
Yeah.
planted. So will you touch on that just for a minute? Because a lot of our, especially when people are first starting and maybe they don't have a huge audience. I know that
Yeah.
sometimes people look at maybe my Facebook page and go, Jimmy, you have all these people, and it wasn't always like that. So a lot of what you're about to talk about is exactly what I did in kind of a different way when I started. But we
Yeah.
touch a little on that.
Yeah. When it comes to especially with any kind of a post that I do, beach body related, but especially my challenges, which is probably the only thing that I post that's directly Beachbody related. Other than that, I don't. I I never once put, hey, Shakeology or New Vanilla Shakeology's out, or hey, we got a new workout program. I'm not a salesperson, so I've never done that. So putting up a challenge is about as salesy as I get with this business. And I'm telling you, creativity is key. Um, I want you to think the next time that you go to advertise a challenge, when you have that negative self-talk in your head, we all do. I want you to think, what do you say to yourself? What are the things that you say to yourself that you have to stop yourself from saying? And then I want you to answer that, if it's not a question, but answer this, what people say. You know, like if women, you go to get inside your closet and you look around and it takes you 10 minutes to find something to wear because nothing fits or you're not comfortable in anything. That's exactly what I want you to post. I want you to put a challenge that says, are you tired of standing in front of your closet for 15 minutes trying to find something to wear because nothing fits? That is going to explode somebody's head because they're like, are they talking to me? How does that person know that's what I say? Or how does that person know that's what I do every single morning? So you have to start with yourself and what it is that would attract you to something you see on Facebook, because it's so easy to scroll through, and if it's just advertisement after advertisement, but you're trying to speak to one person, and maybe that one person is you. And this goes back to what we were talking about before. That's that attraction marketing. So what you say to yourself, you're solving for somebody else who's going to be just like you, and so they're going to want to respond to that post immediately because it's an emotional decision to do a challenge. It's not because it's on sale. It's not because it's brand new. It's because you have touched them on an emotional level. And so they're going to be like, I need to talk to this person right now. So if you post a challenge, you need to set aside about 90 minutes to be by your computer or by your phone so you can answer those messages or those posts at that very second, because that's everything.
I think that's so key, and it is. It goes back to emotion. So and I heard you talk about that, and I was like, okay, what were the things that I was afraid of, or they're frustrating, and it really works for the challenge and the business. Like
Yeah.
when you talk about that gut dropping feeling of the other overdue credit card bill has come in the mail, whatever those things that were like, oh, this is where I just at times hated life, or I think that's great, or us guys, sitting down. Are you tired of having to adjust and pull your britches back up over the hangover, like when you sit down, or whatever? So I think that that's key, and
Yeah.
so for
And
those,
it's funny, and people like humor.
yeah, and it really gives you an opportunity that if you personally are having maybe a so-so day, to take that
Mm-hmm.
negative talk and flip it and make it your power, like make that your
Yeah.
recruiting tool that day, and let people know that they're not the only one in that situation. So, oh my gosh, hopefully you guys are taking notes. If you've seen, my eyes have been down this whole time, and I talk to Melissa almost on a daily basis because I like to bug her a lot, um, and so I'm still taking notes. You guys, in your Q&A thing, we just have a couple minutes left, but I do want to let Melissa answer a couple questions if you don't mind. And so if you'll just type in a little question here, I will relay that to her. I know I saw Kobe has already had typed one in here. Kobe asked, we've heard a lot about how diamond happens and how to not. Hi, Kobe. We've heard a lot about how diamond happens and how to not focus on it and it will come. So, what would you say are the main benefits of being a diamond? One. And would you agree with the statement that diamond is where your business really starts?
What was the first question?
What would you say are the main benefits of being a diamond? That's the first part of it.
Okay.
And then would
Okay.
you say that diamond's really where your business kind of starts for those that are looking to really build a business with this?
Um, the benefits of being diamond is $2 a cycle. That's it, I think. Um, I have coaches in my organization that are emeralds that are making twice as much as my diamonds. So I think it really depends on your strength. If you are, because for me, diamond was good because I'm a business builder. I'm an organization builder. I do not retail. My retail is pitiful, but I build a big organization. And there's other people that are huge retailers, but they're not real, big on building the organization. And so I think if you're an organization builder, diamond will be big for you. But if you're a retailer, it's probably not going to be a huge deal for you. So as far as the benefits of it. It depends on what kind of a builder you are or how you earn your income. And your business really starts when you're diamond. Why do I feel like corporate's going to get mad at me? But I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. I don't think, I mean, I want every single one of you to hit diamond because I think it's monumental in your business because that's when you start to get recognition, and we all love recognition. I recorded what Jimmy just said about me. I love recognition, and I think it's really key, and it's good for confidence because I think confidence is one of the biggest parts of your success. Because I don't care how much you know about the product, I don't care how much weight you've lost, I don't care how close friends you are with Carl Deichler. If you're not a confident person and you can't come across as someone who is just shoulders back and head up, you will not be successful in this business. I've seen it too many times. Even just to get off the subject, I did a turbo training yesterday, and a girl had the most beautiful form and technique, but she had no confidence. And she looked down to the ground. She wouldn't give me eye contact. She had no facial expression, and I had to stop her and say, "You could be a phenomenal turbo kick instructor if I could see your confidence." And I think that's the same way with being a Beachbody coach. So getting to diamond gives you that confidence a little bit more because that's when they technically say you're a leader in the business. But I think you can start your business and you can be well on your way as an emerald. And some people, it may take them up to being a 2-star before they really feel like their business is taken off.
There's a question here that goes right into that. So I'm going to go to this next one right here. Is getting your new coaches to Emerald quickly, is that something that you focus on, or is that something that happens as a result of some of the things you've already talked about?
Good question. I do focus on it. But I think because Success Club for me is the most important thing that a brand new coach will hit is Success Club. And I really think if you hit Success Club, most likely you're going to hit Emerald. And I'm a big proponent of signing up someone just because they want to help you out. So whether it's your spouse or you sign up your mother or you sign up, you have your best friend sign up for you, even just as a placeholder until you really get established, because Emerald is very important. I think I've had a lot of success, and my coaches have had a lot of success with those great leads that they give you if you use them. So I do push to get to Emerald, but that's through Success Club, where they'll at least, I think, get one coach out of Success Club 5, and then we may have to, take hubby out to dinner or something to convince him to become a coach too, so they hit Emerald.
Gotcha. There's two two questions kind of together from Jillian and John, and it's both about talking about expanding your audience. John asked specifically about strategies to grow your Facebook page, and then Jillian says, when you found things are slowing down, how do you look to expand your audience? I think it's kind of both of these questions.
Okay, that's a really good question, and I've actually gotten that a lot from my team lately. I think, and I'm gonna float your boat here for a second, Jimmy, but I was bragging on him today because I think his social media presence is the best I've ever seen in a long time. So you've got such a phenomenal example at that. But I always tell my team to hit the like pages of celebrity trainers, fitness gadgets, fitness supplements, any of those, and get on those pages, like them, and start creating dialogue with these people. Take an interest in some of the conversations that they have, and you would be really surprised at how many relationships you start to build in there without even having to say who you are and what you do, but just by either affirming somebody's belief or sympathizing with somebody who's struggling, and then you just start building these relationships with people, and you grow your numbers really quick in your audience because these people that are on these like pages are obviously looking for some sort of advice or some sort of community to help them on their weight loss journey. And so you just kind of sneaking your way in there and just becoming a part of it is huge.
That's awesome. We have a brand new coach who asked, I'm a new coach. I'm definitely not a salesman, so I suck at conversation starters when meeting new people. I would love to know how you start conversations and how you drive them towards they put a sell, or just letting them know what you do or being able to help. Like, what's a typical Melissa conversation that may end up going a Beachbody route?
I'm still waiting for those questions from Shalene Jimmy, by the way. She's promised them to me twice now.
Oh.
I guess Yeah, there's a phenomenal book out there that is a great conversation starter for questions. But what I
Oh,
do
right.
is, yeah, I scan the person, whether I'm at at the line at Target, or getting gas, or it's at my group exercise class. I will scan them, and whatever catches my eye about them, whether they've got a really cool hairpiece in, or they've got the coolest tennis shoes I've ever seen, and I just ask them about them. What is it? Where did you get those tennis shoes? They're awesome. And they'll tell you, and then you'll say, well, do you work out in them? How do they feel when you work out? Or because I don't know about you, but it maybe it's because I'm in the fitness industry, but a lot of people wear tennis shoes and sportswear out, and they're great conversation starters. But just scan somebody, and you may like their purse, or you may like, I mean, Jimmy's hair. I mean, who cut your hair, Jimmy? See, I mean, that's ask them a question and compliment them. People like to talk about themselves. You hear that a million times, and so that's usually how I'll start the conversation, is by noticing something about them that caught my eye, because it is sincere. Because I really do, I really would like to know where they got whatever it is that caught my eye, and then we just go from there. And I'm telling you, conversation will always spin into somebody talking about fitness or someone talking about money. I'm not
Mm.
kidding you. It happened to me on the plane ride Saturday night. A lady was talking about she's been looking for a job for 9 months. And hello, we just had to talk. She just asked me. I had a T25 T-shirt on, but and I just said it was a new program, but I didn't say I was a coach or anything. And we just started talking about her looking for a job for the last 9 months. And my question to her was, why are you looking so hard to work for corporate America? And she kind of gave me this dumbfounded look. And I said, I don't work for corporate America, and I do very well. Can I share with you what I do? And she's like,
That's a
sure. So
wait. I'm writing that down. Why are you working so? Wait. Say that again. What was the question?
why are you working? Why are you looking to work? Why are you looking so hard to work for corporate?
Oh my gosh, I'm stealing that 8 times. Why are you looking so hard to work for corporate America? That's awesome. I hope everybody writes
It
that
worked.
down in giant,
It
giant
worked.
print. That's so good, Melissa. Okay, couple more, and we're at the top of the hour, and I don't want to take up any more of your time. So, real quick here. Um, Jamil asks, have you been surprised positively and or negatively by coaches you sign up who did not meet your expectations or exceeded them? And so I guess he's really asking, can we really tell what a coach is going to do when you sign them up? Because I think we both have had both instances. This person has the potential to be a rock star and they never show up and get started. And that person, you're like, meh, and they're your next like 5 star or something. So
Reword that for me. Shorter. I
is
don't know
there any
exactly what
way to
you're.
tell if a coach at sign up or when somebody's getting started if they're really going to do this thing or their potential? I guess.
Yeah, I posted. If you guys saw, I posted when we did the Team Cup Challenge. I posted that I was looking for 4 brand new people to become coaches so that I could mentor them through the Team Cup Challenge. I ended up signing, I think, 9 coaches from that advertisement, and it's been funny to watch to see. I mean, because you get 9 coaches, in one week. You watch to see who's going to do really well and who isn't going to do well. And I made my predictions, and I haven't been completely right. But I think how you can tell is because the ones that are doing really well ask me questions constantly. And I am so okay with that. And I have to go on that Team Cut page, and I'm gonna, like, you guys are really quiet. However, Robin Dean, who already has 10 Success Club points and is already emerald in her second week of being a coach, asks me questions 5 times a day, and I'm okay with that. So I think the coach that is eager and asks as many questions as they can from the get-go is the one that will be successful. I mean, I appreciate the coach out there that will find information that they really can find on their own, but when it comes to them just getting on that fast track and, okay, what do I do next? What do I do next? I've done that. Tell me what I need to do next. They're always the successful ones. So if you're a brand new coach, call Kobe, call Jimmy constantly, and pick their brain, and they will love you for it. They will love you for it because you will be successful, and it'll pay them right back. But if you think that you're bugging them or they're too busy for you, and you just keep putting things off to the side because you don't know how to do it, you won't be successful and they won't feel successful because you're not. So ask away.
And guys, I hope that you listen to that because, again, Melissa and I didn't talk about this beforehand, but it's what we talk about all the time at the Crew Facebook page. And that's why we leave it open and tell you to bring your questions there, because there are so many leaders and so many seasoned veterans in that group that one of us, if it's not, even if it's not your sponsor coach, are so happy to answer these questions or to point you to a video we've already made that's going to answer the same question, because you're not going to be the first person ever to ask that question. You're not going to be the last person to ask that question, but those that ask are the ones that get the most knowledge. So last question, I promise, and then we'll wrap this up. Kathy asks, I love the call so far. When do you discuss the idea or thought of being a coach with your customers? Is it when they buy the challenge pack, or does it vary with each person? I'm starting to get lots of interest in our products. However, I struggle on how to introduce the business.
Good question, Kathy. What I try to do intentionally in all of my challenge groups, because that's where most of my coaches come from, are from my challenges. Is I will start to put people that I think are going to be good coach material, and I'll kind of put them in that role as a coach, and I'll private message them, and I'll say, you're having such success and you're so motivational. Would you mind posting at least once a day for me something that you find, on Google Images or something that just helps push these people and make them successful? And I'll have them do that for, a week or two. So definitely before the month, because I don't think that is still there, that rule that you have a month to sign up for free from the challenge pack. I think it's forever now. But I was real strict about doing it before that month was up, because then I would message and say, you know what? I just can't help it because I feel like I'm doing you a disservice. You are doing exactly what I do as a coach. Have you ever considered becoming a coach yourself? You could help so many more people than just the 5 that I have in this challenge group. And that's usually how I go about it.
Oh my gosh, guys, if you weren't writing this down verbatim, I just can't help it, but I would be doing you a disservice. Girl, this is game on. This is such good stuff. And we talk all the time, and I'm still getting good stuff from you. Wow.
If you
That's
bought me
awesome.
lunch, I'd give you this info.
I know, right? Maybe it's because I don't live in McKinney anymore. Um, guys, I hope that you all are just doing a happy dance in front of your mobile device or your computer or however you're watching this. That right there, just like Melissa does it. This has been awesome. Melissa, I cannot thank you enough. I know you are a very busy woman with a ginormous team. So the fact that you've taken some time out of your day to help us out, we're so grateful. Guys, real quickly, don't forget that this month's personal development is John C. Maxwell right there, the 15 Valuable Laws of Growth. I'm listening to it on audio. I love it. Please keep posting your before and after and your success stories and those of your challengers in the crew wall. We always need new stories to share, especially on social media. Stories. And remember, we no longer have a live new to crew webinar, but as you sign your new coaches, make sure that you're sending them to crewtrainings.com/new coach so they can watch their brand new 40-minute new to crew webinar so they get all their basics answered for them super fast. Melissa, you rock my world, girl. I'm so thankful for you and your friendship. Have a wonderful evening. Tell your beautiful family hello, and we'll talk soon. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful, great night. Give Melissa some love. Let her know how much you enjoyed the call. You guys crush it, and we'll talk soon. Good night.